Squares. The square of a number is the result of multiplying that number by itself. In other words, squaring a number is the process of raising it to the power of 2. For example, the square of 4 is 4x4 equals 16. The square of minus 5 is minus 5x minus 5 equals 25. Note, squaring a negative number yields a positive result. Square roots. The square root of a number is the value that, when multiplied by itself, gives the original number. It is the opposite operation of squaring. For example, the square root of 25 is square root 25 equals 5, because 5x5 equals 25. The square root of 16 is square root 16 equals 4, because 4x4 equals 16. It's important to note that positive numbers have both positive and negative square roots. For example, square root 25 equals plus or minus 5, because both 5 and minus 5, when squared, yield 25. Square roots can also be expressed in decimal form, but they are typically written with the radical symbol square root. For example, the square root of 9 is square root 9 equals 3, because 3x3 equals 9. The square root of 2 is approximately square root 2 equals 1.414, because 1.414x 1.414 approximately equals 2. Remember that not all numbers have exact square roots, and some square roots may be irrational numbers, non-repeating decimals. Cubes. The cube of a number is the result of multiplying that number by itself twice. In other words, cubing a number is the process of raising it to the power of 3. For example, the cube of 2 is 2x 2x2 equals 8. The cube of minus 3 is minus 3x minus 3x minus 3 equals minus 27. Note, cubing a negative number yields a negative result. Cube roots. The cube root of a number is the value that, when multiplied by itself twice, gives the original number. It is the opposite operation of cubing. For example, the cube root of 8 is 8 equals 2, because 2x equals 8. The cube root of minus 27 is minus 27 equals minus 3, because minus 3x minus 3 equals minus 27. Similarly to square roots, cube roots can also be expressed in decimal form but are typically written with the radical symbol. Here are a couple more examples. The cube root of 1 is 1 equals 1, because 1x equals 1. The cube root of 64 is 64 equals 4, because 4x equals 64. Similar to square roots, not all numbers have exact cube roots, and some cube roots may be irrational numbers. It's important to note that while squares and square roots deal with the second power, cubes and cube roots involve the third power. The general pattern is as follows. To find the square of a number, multiply it by itself, number squared. To find the square root, find the value that, when multiplied by itself, yields the original number, square root number. To find the cube of a number, multiply it by itself twice, number cubed. To find the cube root, find the value that, when multiplied by itself twice, gives the original number, number.